Hello, hello, hello. Hi everyone. This is Wanda GodsBratt of Watching Wanda's World on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock p.m. And we are live, I believe. Yes, we are live. And we are going to have a conversation today about your friendship love language. We all talk about our love language with our romantic partners, but what about our love language with our friends? Tonight, I am blessed to have my sister girlfriends, my sisters, that and we're going to play a video and we're going to talk about our sisterhood love language. So we're going to give everybody a moment to just come in and kick off your shoes and relax your feet and join in the conversation. But we are going to talk about friendship love language. I'm going to play a video, but before I play the video, hi, Lisa. Lisa's already on the live. Before I play the video, what do y'all consider your friendship love language before I play the video? I want to give people a chance to get on and just so they can see the video.
Well, Wanda, I think, and we talked a little bit about this, some of your friends are old friends, so the friends that you've had for many, many years, like some of you guys have been my friends for years. Some things don't change. You might not talk to each other. And then after 2 years, you kind of pick up like right where you left off. So that might be a friendship that's been a friendship since you were teenagers or younger than that. So those friendships are one type of friendship. They still need to be nourished. They still need to be where you just call somebody to say hello, or I was thinking about you and I love you. But I think for me, the newer friendships may be a little bit more difficult. And so that's something I definitely wanted to talk to you guys and hear what you have to say about those, because I don't know, but it shouldn't be work, it shouldn't be so hard. It should be kind of natural, I think. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I agree with that, but I find that nowadays life is lifing for everyone, and people get so caught up in what's going on with them that they forget to grant others grace. That's what I think happened. And I think when life is lifing for some people, they forget that other people are enduring life as well. And just because something doesn't appear or doesn't show up the way that you generally would receive it from that person or the way you would like to receive it, doesn't mean that they love you any less.
I agree. Yeah.
Anybody else before we play the video? Because I just want to give people a chance to get on here.
I feel like Nicole said, older friendships are more manageable sometimes. And it depends on where you live at, because a lot of my friends that I grew up with are in New York. So most of my friends that I have now are newer friends. They don't know me from when I was younger, when I was in high school, or when I was, having kids at a younger age is a little different. I think the respect levels are different with newer friends. And I feel like if you deal with people who are educated and they understand the word reciprocity, it might not be that much work. But again, any relationship takes a good amount of work and understanding. And like you said, Wanda, you have to have a little grace, because you got to understand you don't know that person. They're older. We're in our 50s. So people are still evolving in their 50s, still trying to figure out what they don't want in their life. And if they're around you, it's what they want in their life. They make an effort to come see you, say happy birthday. I know I'm very appreciative of my friendship with Nicole and now you guys, because I don't really go around a lot of people, but when I do go around people, I am very giving. So for me, I have to be careful who I put myself around, because people can bite you and eat you and just keep biting and biting, or
Right.
even affect you, you know. So I try to stay away from that subset. But for the most part, yeah, any relationship at any age takes a little bit of work and grace, because you don't know the person. Just always say, you know what, I'm getting to know you. Somebody might say something that, I think there was a situation in our little group where someone took something the wrong way, or the tone been off for them. Give yourself a moment. Take a beat. You don't
Right.
know, you don't know me. So say to yourself, you know what? I don't know her. I'm gonna get to know her. Obviously, she wants to get to know me, because if it wasn't like that, you would excuse yourself. I'm good for excusing myself from any group. You know, like I'll be like, I'm cool on that.
You sis. Right. I
You know,
got
I
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, allergies. I feel a little bit opposite of new friends versus old friends. I have old friends. I have a friend um that I've had since 11 years old. She's my best friend. And I can count the people who go back that far. However, the new friends that I developed in my adult life, or young adult life, those are, those people that I connected myself with quickly became my sisters. So like I have circles of sisterhoods. Like I don't, you know, they're friends, and we were friends for a period of time, but they're sisters. Like it's just, so but these are all, new friends that I gained in my adult life. So um I happen to be very lucky in that. And a lot of times they will understand me better than family. My friend that, I've been friends with for over 30 something years, of course she understands. But these women, if there's anything, if I'm not moving right, if I'm not sounding right, if I'm not picking up the phone, like they're talking to each other and they're trying to figure out a way to, come and see what's wrong with me, or make a call or whatever it is. So I happen to be very blessed with those people that I have met and called my friends, because they are lifelong friends now. So
okay. I just want to take a time to acknowledge Tanya and Latanya. Good evening,
hey,
ladies.
Tanya and Latanya.
And Lisa, of course. And
Hey, cousin.
so no, not Lisa.
Oh, you're Lisa.
My Lisa. But we're waiting for your Lisa because she's gonna pop in, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
And
getting ready.
I think I'm gonna go in and play the video now. I have a video that talks about our friendship love language. So I'm gonna hope that it plays properly. So give me one moment. And let's see. We did this before. Give me 1 second, ladies. Am I sharing all of this? Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get to Zoom, share. Is it on Google Drive? I had this pulled up. This was the whole purpose of this. Here, I think here we go. Hold on. There we go. Hold on.
Earrings. Those are pretty.
Sharing.
Relationship with someone. Well, I feel like, hey
Yeah,
girls, there are different love languages that you need to learn if you're trying to strengthen or pursue a romantic relationship with someone. Well, I feel like friendship love languages are just not talked about as
Okay, hold
much.
on.
As an
It's
adult,
not coming across. Hold on 1 second and let me come back to the Zoom and share. Video.
I need to get me a stand for my phone.
Okay.
Like, weird.
All right. right, here we go.
Strengthening your platonic relationships are just as important, especially when you're in long distance friendships. Here's an example. One of my best friends sent me this really cute shirt for my birthday, and this is something we do for each other often. I love to send her random gifts, even if it's not a special occasion, and she does the same for me. However, I do have other friends where although they may appreciate a nice gift, they would much rather have the quality time. Then to take it a step further, I have some friends whose quality time looks different from other friends. For example, you may be the friend that loves to talk. From the time you pick up my FaceTime call or the second we sit down at brunch, the conversation is going to be flowing the entire time. And you need a good friend who knows.
Wanda, it's frozen for me.
It's frozen for me too.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
moving.
But that was a good snippet.
Yeah, I think it was moving before.
She said a lot in like 2 seconds. Swear to God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fast.
Fast.
Art or sending flowers. Recently, one of my friends went through a pretty bad breakup, and while some of my girls would just want to go to brunch and turn up and just have a good night out, I knew that wouldn't bring her no peace of mind. So instead, I booked her a spa day. I knew that she would appreciate that so much more, and she's also the type of friend that needs her space when she's going through something. But at the same time, I have other friends where if they were going through a breakup or having a rough time at work, they wouldn't want the space. To them, that would come off as me being very cold and distant, and they may take it as me not being there for them. And I only know these things now because over the years, I've had time to learn and understand their friendship love language, which again might be different from their romantic love language. So girl, I said all that to say adult friendships are really hard to not only start, but also can be hard to maintain. At the end of the day, I believe that we need our girlfriends just as much as we need our partner. So I'm here to remind you and encourage you to please pour into your platonic relationships just as much as you do your romantic one. And also remember not to hold grudges. Life is too short. Sometimes it's not that your friend isn't being there for you or being distant. Maybe they just don't understand how to love you and how you feel appreciated as a friend. So I'm giving you a little homework. I want you to pick up your phone and text your best friend right now and ask, girl, what is your love language when it comes to our friendship? And be intentional about having more meaningful conversations with your girls. Love you. Bye. Hey.
Aw.
Okay, I think it messed up somewhere along the line there, but I think you can still hear the audio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think the point got across. Do you girls agree?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi, Regina. Hi, love. So we're talking about friendship love languages, and ladies in the comments, please feel free to chime in. I know for myself, I love hard. I'm all in. I don't know how to half love. Um, I'm not a big telephone person because I spent years in customer service. So it takes a lot to get me on the phone, but when needed, I will jump on the phone. But I'm a more like person to person. Let's hug each other. I'm a hugger. That type of friend. Now that's not to say that I can't be on the phone and I can't do that, but it just takes a lot to get me on the phone. It really does. So what about you guys? Like, what is your love language? Like, I think we do a good job of loving each other and doing the checks and balances to make sure that we're loving each other properly.
Mhm.
I think I'm, for lack of a better word, multimedia. I can, if I can see you, if I can hear you, but sometimes, a lot of times, I'm gonna need to be in person so I can see body language, and if you got an ache or pain or something's ailing you, or just look at you and see something's on your mind. That's the only thing. Me seeing you is the only thing that's going to soothe me. And I bring up the dream because or the emergency 911 thing that came through the phone, and I'm like, wait a minute, okay, I don't know what's happening, but I know that I might have to drive. So let me stay dressed and see if anybody else got this, because if I'm the only one that got it, I gotta go save my sister. Like, it's just, luckily it ended up being, a technology era or whatever, but like, that was a time where I, like, if you hadn't picked up that phone right away, I would have been at the door. And I'm just like that. You know, if I can get to you, I'm coming to you. So yeah, I want to see you sometimes. Sometimes, you know, I'm gonna just need a hug or whatever it is, but I can do it over multiple, you know, and in technology and all of that. But one thing COVID has taught me is like go get in person with your people you love, because it's just not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. So if you have that time, go check on your people. Go check on your people. Don't call them. Go.
So what about you, Sheree? Well, Sheree, Nicole, Sean.
My love language is all kinds of stuff. I'm very flexible. I bend. I don't break when it comes to friendships. I'm not going to break our friendship up in any type of way. And I'm good with all types of friendships. So whether it be us on FaceTime, email, trips, in person at your house, or at a space, or at events, like, you know, I know how to act accordingly. Now, once you get to know me, you might feel one way about just meeting me. You might be like, oh, you can't invite me to the she wears. But I have all types of evening gowns and professional wear that would adapt to going to soirees with execs, and I can also hang out with the crackheads. My jeans and a t-shirt and shorts. I can hang out with the thought. So if we out here thoughting it up, I can do that as well. If we're out here praising the Lord, I can do that too. So I'm very flexible in my friendship, and my love is flexibility. Because
that's right, Sheree.
different things at different times.
Right.
And one might be like, look, we're gonna go in here and we nuns right now. Okay. And amen. Excuse. And you might go in there, you might want to be a little bit acting like MOP. Annie up, you know.
Yes.
It might want to be clubbing, you know, like 10, 10, 10, you know, it might be club. And it might be, oh man, it might be, you know, just yoga.
But that's the beauty of friends, though, really. I mean, wherever it is you
Really
be at that point in time,
Yeah.
that's where you are.
Exactly.
You know, I think that I'm kind of like that. I mean,
you're gonna be whoever you want to be in the moment.
Yeah, and that's important. I mean, I'm one of those friends that it might take me a minute. It doesn't take long. Like some people, you just hit off, you just click quickly, and I'm like that with some people. But sometimes I'm not. I'm a little guarded before I warm up.
A lot guarded.
Shut up.
Get over here, straight. Get away from those people.
No, because Sheree's so friendly with everybody. Sometimes I have to be like, get over here to this side of this bar, like we can. Get your drink over here.
So wet.
So yeah, no, but with me, I'm the type of friend. I do have friends that I've had since one of my girlfriends since I was born. My mom is her godmom, so she was my friend before I was here. You know, and we have issues like family, but that's no matter what. That's my friend. That's my girl. But then I have girlfriends I've known since Northwood Elementary School. You know, I'm from Baltimore for people who are from other places. And I've known those folks forever. They knew my mom. I mean, so that's family.
Right.
But I'm the type of girlfriend, I like to bring people together.
Yeah.
So I'm the one that's, okay, let's have dinner. Let's have a fish fry. So I like to have all of my girlfriends together sometime. And then sometimes it needs to be just one-on-one where we need to spend time together, whether we're having fun or whether we're dealing with some serious stuff, you know? So I like to feed people. I like to make drinks. I like to entertain, but it's always out of love. That's how I show love. I show love by, what you say, Sheree?
bonfires, dancing.
I do that.
Yes, I mean, and that is so true. I want to welcome my cousin Deborah, who joined.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Hey, Deborah.
Into the live. Nicole is definitely the entertaining, the I will pray for you, but I'll also go to war with you. We can have spiritual warfare, we can go toe to toe. Like, y'all, I had a situation, like my phone with this T-Mobile thing sent out an alert like 4 o'clock in the morning. Now me and Ia in their sleep, and it's sending out a SOS to my core people, which they on this live right here. Y'all want to tell the rest of the story? Mom was not hearing that. Okay, she's sleepily on the phone. She was like, I need
the visual verify. I'm like,
Exactly.
I need to. So whoever this is saying they Wanda, I'm gonna need you to get on the video right now. Wanda's talking about we sleep. No, I'm gonna need a visual verification that you're really sleep. Because it wasn't which phone service was it that sent this SOS out to everybody? If we found out they'd done it before.
I was T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
Yeah.
So I got an SOS, and Denise got it. I'm not sure but it was basically an SOS. But then there was a picture of Wanda's shoulder.
Yes.
The back of her shoulder, like somebody could have been
was holding
tying her up or something.
Exactly. Me and Nikki went the same route. I was like,
yeah.
I had on clothes for a change sleeping.
But that was a concern. So when you finally said, I'm okay, I'm like, okay, well, that's nice that you're saying that. I would like to see your face and hear your voice, because things happen. But we were up at like 4 something, and I felt bad because it actually happened at 4 and I didn't see it until almost 5. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, so much could happen in 30 minutes.
No, it couldn't, because I was up. I was up, and I got it immediately. And I was like, oh, somebody got, so immediately my brain went to, she's been kidnapped, and they in the bed with her. And like, I'm like, they so sure that she's not going to be found. They snoring. I'm like, somebody is snoring. I'm like, what?
You can hear snoring?
I could hear snoring. Everything.
It was a recording that was left too that got sent.
Yes, it was. And it was a text. And I was like, I was dressed. I was prepared. I was like, as soon as they come out of the door and they feel like they're safe, I'm going to go on them knees. Like, I got
no one is seeing you, Wanda.
Out the door.
No one can still, honey.
You're right.
I think I might have called Denise, and I'm like, sleepy. I'm like,
hello?
I couldn't sleep. You know, like, what's
Denise told me she actually talked to you. I said, did you talk to her? You like, you took Nicole, I spoke to her. I heard her voice. So I was like, well, okay, because we're not going to play this. I'm okay. Everything's all right. You know,
that's not quite good enough. How did she sound? I said, it's her. We wasn't playing. We were not playing. I'm like,
once Shantae would sleep, Shantae is normally in the
normally awake.
And Denise once she was asleep, thank God. But woke up to my phone, just ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, going on? Something is going on. I didn't know that I was the something going on. But that's to say, I have the right group of friends, and hi, Justina, thank you for joining, love. That's to say that God has taught me that how to identify the right group of friends. We sometimes befriend people that are in it for themselves, and we have to learn that through a process, and they will eliminate and show themselves for who and what they are. But love, like, if I say that I love you, hi Deborah, hi my cousin. If I say that I love you, I love you. I'm not gonna say it if I don't mean it. If I make time for you, I mean it. But I think people need to understand that life is lifing for everybody, and if that friend doesn't show up for you that one time the way you need it, don't just write them off. Don't just think that they're not trying to be there for you, because life is lifing for everyone, and everyone is not as open about what they're going through as some of us are.
Right.
People go through things in private and try to figure it out. Shantae is a private person. Now, Shantae and I have been sisters since we were 11. I can feel her energy when something is off, and she'll say, "Sis, you're reading me," and she'll disappear. She'll go to her corner and deal with what she's dealing with. And when she comes back, she tells me what's going on, or she doesn't, whichever way it flows at the time. But
Right.
she's a very private person. Nicole, Denise, and I are more open with it. Like, girl,
Yeah.
but you gotta allow people to be who they are.
And
Mhm.
that is a part of the whole message of what is your love language, because I am extremely guarded. I'm not the one who's opening up too fast to people. I'm not throwing the word friend around lightly. I think that some people use the word friend, and the term friend, I think, is used too loosely a lot of times. I'm extremely guarded. And so by the time I let you in, I feel like it's for good reason. And I am a certain type of friend. So by the time I allow you in and give me to you, then I almost expect the same thing in return. I'm looking for the same type of friendship that I give. At the same time, understanding that people do things differently. And that's the respect factor, respecting boundaries, respecting how people feel, respecting what their actual love language is. Listen, people are exhausting. People
Mhm.
are. And I don't care what type of relationship it is. I don't care if it's a spouse, if it's your friends, if it's coworkers. People are exhausting. So
Absolutely.
if I am the type of relationship that we have, and Wanda, for as long as we've been friends, Nikki, for as long as we've known one another, I would grant more grace to the two of you because of the way that we know one another. In our chats, boy, do we have a good time. So I feel like I have really come to know Sheree's personality, and I love it. And me, jumping on Denise's lives, and so I've gotten to know Denise's personality. So in that, I can say, oh, I'm looking forward to all of it, and we have a great time together. Our chats are live. And even when we have conversations, I feel like we all walk away with something from those conversations. But I've also
We're
met some
draining
people.
each other.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like we're draining each other's energy. And hi, Michael. Thank you for coming in. He said, allow people to be who they are. That's a word.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Right.
I feel like we all get something from it's like not somebody just constantly pulling and tugging at your spirit. And by the time you've had that conversation, you just sitting there and all you can do is sit there and go, good God.
I'm exhausted.
Oh my God.
I've had,
Right.
and I've had
You
one
need
type.
therapy.
Listen, people
After you to
fatigue.
talk to the person, you need
Listen,
therapy.
How
That's
Right.
about
not a
it?
good.
listen.
How about it? You feel like you don't
People
work the
are
job. Like
fatiguing.
you're a licensed therapist. You ain't got a paycheck. You just spent 3 to 5 hours on the phone,
How
and
about it?
you're literally tired.
How about it? People will fatigue you if you allow them to. People are exhausting.
Well,
And
You're not a good friend.
I always tell people that there are times when you do want to get something off your chest.
of
So
course.
please address it. Say, hey, look, I need to vet, and I really don't want any opinions today. I just want to have a sounding board. Be intentional about your energy and respectful of others. And don't, I think we talked about this a while ago. The dumping syndrome, where people call you and they just dump all their, emotions about money, Negroes, bitches, kids, cold, cat, dog, snails, and frogs. Like, I'd be like,
The
what
whole
now?
zoo. The whole zoo on you.
Right.
Like, okay, what we doing today? Oh, just listening. Because as soon as you say something like, you know, if you went left or you went right. Well, I didn't ask you if I was going to go right. I think you might be too loud right now.
Yeah.
Let me send you some tea.
Let me go. My throat is itching. I'm about to have a coughing attack. Let me call you back after I get some water.
Well, I don't
And the
want.
water is in another state. I'm gonna call you back.
Good point, Sheree. He said intentionally good points, and then he's like, I don't know about what I'm about to get. But I honestly, I tell my friends, if you need to talk, like I'm a chronic pain sufferer, and when you're a chronic pain sufferer, you don't want to be the friend talking to the person that's not a chronic pain sufferer going, oh, I heard, whoa, this hurt, this hurt, this hurt, oh my God, this hurt. So
sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Talk to a chronic.
Don't call me and I have to say, what are you hurting today?
You know, exactly.
Yeah, I am, ho.
It's like when you talk to another chronic pain sufferer, it feels good that somebody can complete your sentences almost and just understand how you're feeling without you having to say anything. But I say to my friends, if you want to laugh, if you want to cry, if you want to sit in silence, if you want to just get it out off of your chest, let me know what you need. Like I'm very specific about what I'm able to do for you. If you need to just get it off your chest, Wanda, I don't want your opinion. I just need to say this. What you say, Sheree? I know you just said.
I said, if you want to dance, if you want to party, if you want to do makeup.
If you want to do makeup, whatever. Girl, me and Denise got you. We got you. So it's like, I think that people are expecting people to read their minds and to just know who they are. And they forget that in a lot of cases, we're just meeting you. We're not blessed. Nicole and Shantae and I have known each other, me and Shantae since 11, me and Nicole since high school, Shantae and Nicole since high school. Me and Denise just met through a makeup group and a group of people and found out we were in the same state and we just connected. Right? I met through Nicole. And these are sisterhoods that I cherish. I cherish these ladies. And if I never tell you guys enough, I cherish you. You mean the world to me.
Oh, thank you, Wanda.
I think
let me ask you all, let me ask a question, and this is for the group, because a lot of you, I have some new friends, and Sheree, we've been friends for over 10 years now. When I moved
that long?
Yeah, when I moved from Baltimore,
girl.
I moved from Baltimore in 2011 and moved to Pentagon City. So I met you there. And so, yeah, it's been 10 years, but then I have some friends that I've, met early on when I was still a kid. But in terms of new friendships, like and this is the thing, you want to, I can't even say, I'm a person that I enjoy having fun with people. And some people, immediately if it clicks. But Shantae made a point. When people are exhausting, how do you gauge that? Like, it's got to be natural. You know what I mean? It's got to be, this is somebody I met. They seem to be cool. I would love to hang out with them again. Or it's just somebody you met. Right. So I don't know how, because I'm not really around a lot of new people. If I meet you, it's usually going to be at a bar, a restaurant, or at some event for work, So I'm just wondering, because it seemed like a lot of younger people, and I'm in my 50s. So a lot of people, young ladies who are in their 30s, and a lot of people trying to meet new people because they go to new towns and they, what is the best way for a person who's really trying to make new friends? Because I'm not really trying to make new friends. I end up getting new friends just because I'm out and about. But how does a young lady handle that?
And first of all, I want to acknowledge Carl Knight from City is watching. Tanya,
hey, Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Hi.
Hey, Carl.
I'm going to say this. Every time I don't listen to that inner voice, it ends up biting me in the butt. So that inner voice they're saying, this person is draining the crap out of you. Or every time you talk to this person, you walk away feeling depleted. But you're trying to be a good friend, thinking like it's just a temporary time, and I'd rather answer the phone than see rest in peace. But you know what? I don't have any letters behind my name saying licensed clinical social worker or this, that, and the third. So what I've learned recently is that I'm going to start listening to that inner voice that's telling me to get the freak away.
It's true. It's a feeling, like, it's intuition. You feel you'll feel positive or negative, and whether you ignore it or acknowledge it is gonna, determine, what the outcome is. But it's a feeling, when, okay, this was just a conversation because I met them and it was nice. But oftentimes I run into people and my hair or something will be a conversation piece. Sometimes I just walk away from that and I'm like, okay, they were nice.
That was nice. And we let it. Yeah.
A lot of times though, I walked in because it was something they needed or something I needed, and I walk away with the phone number. For instance, I walked in and it was in Sephora. Of course I was in Sephora. And and I came in there, I'm like, can you do this, that, and the third? And she's like, yeah. She's like, oh no, that's not your shade. I'm like, girl, that's my shade. So we went over there and she put it on me. She's like, yeah. And then I'm like, I'm in there hot. And she's like, I'm like, these hot flashes are killing me. And she's like, yeah. She said, I get surgery on I don't know, sometime this month. And I said, what surgery? Because I'm nosy. And I find out
questions. That's Denise's favorite phrase.
I have questions. Yeah. If you're going to talk to me, I have questions. I found out she was getting a total hysterectomy, and I didn't ran the whole thing down till I was like, check off your mental, make sure you got therapy set up. Oh, all of those things. And I left with her phone. Hopefully she's on hand, and I friended her on Facebook. So
you ended up being a blessing to somebody because you were open. And that's important. I mean, if your personality, and I tend to be that way too, people will tell me their whole, in like 20 minutes, I know everything. I'm praying for your grandmother and all that, but that was a blessing. And I think women do have to do that more, because I'm just on social media, and a lot of younger people, and I mean 20s and 30s, there's a lot of animosity between women. And I'm surprised at how people are surprised about my girlfriends getting along. Like that would never even get to that point, where we are at each other's throat and being disrespectful to each other. And I don't know if it's generational or what, but I don't even understand that. You know what I mean? That negative energy, or the people who have always got something to say, I probably weeded them out at 25 when I was married with 3 children at 26.
Right.
So people, life, and like you said, life is life, and the people being more responsible and having responsibilities, you are selective about who you spend your free time with.
Right.
So I think it's 2 things. We want people to be kind. We want people to be available and to be blessings to each other, like Denise, you just were, because you ran into a person who might have been praying for you. You didn't know.
Yep.
They may have been on their knees, Lord, I'm worried, I'm scared, I don't know what to do. And then here you are, somebody who can help because you've been through the same experience, or somebody, whatever the situation is. So you want to do that, but you also don't want to be exhausted with some of the friendships you might have. So you got to use intuition, kindness, of course, treating people the way you want to be treated, but in your own self-assessment, just like in a relationship with a man or a female, when the interaction is done, do I feel used, abused? Do I feel sad? I mean, what am I being up by this relationship or depleted?
I just want to acknowledge Lisa. You're Lisa, Denise.
Hey,
Hi,
cousin.
Apple. She didn't know we could see her comments. I just didn't want to interrupt Nicole while she was speaking. But hi,
Oh, hey, cousin.
but yeah, I think it goes back to listening to that inner voice. And sometimes we're trying to give people, as me and Shantae say, the benefit of the doubt. And we end up exerting more energy than we should have allowed, trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. When people show you who and what they are, believe it. And if it's an energy that is constantly draining you, remove yourself. Like, I am through giving the bod because I end up with my feelings hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I think as at our whole big grown age, you have to show and teach people how to treat you. And that's in platonic friendships, that's in girlfriend groups like we have going on, that's in relationships with your significant other as you're getting to know the person. And even once you've been with them for a while, you have to show people and teach people how you want to be treated. And like Denise and Wanda with the being makeup artists, you know, you go out there and you talk a lot to people that you don't know, and you cold chat and warm chat people. You do that because that's what brings you business.
Right.
I'm not her. Unfortunately, I would have come across her in the store and I would have said hi, and she would have said something was nice, and I would have said something was nice, and we would have went on. And I'm just being honest. I'm not, like I said, I am extremely guarded. I'll have a quick conversation, or if something, you know, if you really strike something up that's good, I'll converse. However,
Shantae, how you gonna do it? How you gonna laugh? What you gonna do?
You know me. You know exactly what I'm gonna do. I am just so guarded. And I honestly feel like the longer I stay, or me being that way has protected me from some things. And like we said earlier, that situation that we all experience, I didn't experience it because I never felt the same way about that person. Let's be honest. I didn't. So I interacted with everybody else and said things with everybody else. But when it came to that person, I didn't. And I didn't. And when it happened, I was like, okay. So
this was going to happen. I just was waiting for it.
Wait for it. There it is. So if I'm not giving it a whole lot, it meant absolutely nothing to me at all. But I'm just always, and like the things that were said, I am the type of person in friendships and in any relationships, I'm very open and I'm very clear. I've gone through the phase in life where something was done to me, or a friend I feel like did something to me, and I didn't have the discussion. Right? I didn't have the discussion. It caused, you know, us to not speak for some time, or us to lose contact or not really say much. And then if you ask me now what happened, I don't know.
Even know.
I don't know. So I'm not going to be that person anymore. I believe in communicating. I believe in open lines of communication. Sometimes that communication means that one ends up with their feelings hurt, but that's always a, you know, I apologize, I didn't mean it the way that you took that. Or I can say, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings, but I really did mean what I said and how I felt. And we have to be open to receiving both. I have something going on with someone right now, whereas Wanda said, I go to myself. When something's going on or something's happening, I become a whole introvert. I'm dealing with it on my own. I'm not talking about it. I'll get to a certain point where I feel like I'm partially through it, and then maybe I'll let a very close friend in, or I'll talk to my sister, or I'll talk to my husband, you know, things of that sort. I'm just not a girl, let me tell you what happened today. If it's really bothering me, I go to myself, and it's because I need to process what's going on before I even decide to discuss it. Because people who are close to you and people who love you do not accept things the way that you do. If I were to call you right now and say that this happened and someone did something to me, I'm really angry at the time. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. And then what do? I put something in your head about that situation, about that person. And then when I'm over it 2 weeks from now, a month from now,
We still
some
ready to
people,
fight them because you hurt my sister.
some people do not know how. And that's one of the main things I tell people in your relationships and in your marriage. You can't tell everything.
Everything.
Because we do things to one another in those
Right.
relationships. But when we're over it and it's done. But who? Your sister's still mad, your girlfriend's still mad, your mother's still mad, you know. So I'm just always very guarded. I really am. But as far as having a good time and getting to know people, Nikki, back to what you asked, the majority of any new friends that I have come from older friends or old friendships. Whereas you'll have a friend or you've met someone, and after you get to know them, hey, I think this would be
Bring
somebody
them
you
into
would
your
really like.
group.
There you
Yeah.
go. And so
That's what I
that's
do.
how I normally meet. Because new people are even sometimes overrated. So I meet them through people who already know me, who
They've been
already feel
vetted.
like, there you go. So
Mhm.
that's what works best for me most times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, honestly, like I said, when I don't listen to that inner voice, because I heard it, and when I try to give the ball, so I'm through. Like, God gives us intuition, gives us discernment, and when we ignore, how well Will Roberts from City just joined. God gives us intuition, discernment, and when we are disobedient to his will and his spirit, then we end up getting chastised one way or the other.
I like that you brought up that, because then we go back to having the spirit of the 9 fruits, which is the characteristics of God, and agape love, when you're talking about being kind to one another, sharing space together, sharing food and drink. I think a lot of times, a lot of people want to be more negative and competitive than they want to be helpful and helpful and sweet, or helpful and giving. And it's because, like you said, Shantae, you're afraid to love people because they did just do too much wrong, like you know, just all this gnawing. So you put up this wall of protection. But when you have God's protection, you don't have to worry so much. But then, of course, you do have discernment. And if your discernment is like, leave that wall up, we're going to operate from the wall. We're going to operate like, this is my queendom. And I'll let you know if some gestures can get through. And I'll let you know if some people can hang out in my courtyard. And don't make it to the courtyard. And some people just make it to the door. And some people don't even get over the bridge. And that's fine. And that's fine. And that's okay. I entertain anything and everybody, but I do have protection. And my protection is very spiritual. I'm very serious about that. So off the break, I already know that if you're not for me, you're not going to get past anywhere. You're not going to even be able to get, you're not going to be able to touch
I
me.
get it. Listen, entertaining is one thing. Establishing friendships for me are another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, I'll entertain. I can be around people that I have no desire for at all. If we're in the same environment, I can do that. However, a friendship is what we won't do. And I'm just always honest about that. And yeah, listen. But if somebody on this call right here calls me up or needs something, girl, I got you.
Yeah.
But
and look, I hate to bring this up,
don't do
Shantae, but
ahead,
Shantae's right. Shantae and I have been friends for a long time. We used to we went to Morgan State University. We would ride to school together in the morning, and we experienced some really hard stuff. One time we witnessed a young boy get hit. You remember that, Shantae? And it was a bad thing. It was really, it shook us up, you know. And he actually, it happened right in front of my car. The person stayed, and we had to stay to tell the police what happened. But his mom, I mean, it was just a mess. She lost him right in front of us.
Oh my God.
And so that was really bad. I mean, afterwards, they wanted to ask questions. They wanted, you know, court and all this. And so it was a bad situation. And I think we tried to, we didn't even want to talk about it. It was so bad, you know, that happened on the way to school. And so that was a situation that was a sad situation, but we remained friends. And finished school, did everything we needed to do, got through school. And then later on, we would go out and we would party together too. And so back in the day, we were out and I don't know what happened. We were at this club, Fantasies, and we're dancing and I'm dancing with a person I know from school. I took driver's ed with this guy. We were all friends. This girl comes up and she jumps in between us while we're dancing and she steps on my foot. So a little stuff began. The girl swings and hits me, just hits me in the face. So we start fighting in the club. And for whatever reason, the security guys grab me. They don't grab the other girl. They grab me. And so I can't get loose to finish fighting this girl. So I say, Shantae, finish whipping her ass. Shantae went over there and finished whipping the girl's ass. Okay. What kind of friend this is? Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
So wait. So
listen.
So that had happened, right?
I think that's a perfect ending.
We tear up Fantasies.
So they tear it up.
Put us out the club. And we like, I don't care. It was the club was about to close anyway. We was So
right.
Anyway, we leave. We don't talk about it no more. The girl got what she needed, and so we left. And the next day, somebody calls my aunt and tells my aunt, I didn't want to know. A friend that went to college with my aunt was the security guy that put us out.
How'd your aunt help you, right?
Yes. Oh. Tells my aunt, and I didn't want my mother to know anything about this. So Baltimore is a small, big city. My mother found out. I lost her bracelet because I'm fighting a girl and everything. And then Shantae and I get put out. But it's something we remember. But what I remember, in addition to my mother saying, you better not have got whipped. I said, no, Mom, me and Shantae handled the girls. But that's the kind of friend that Shantae, that's what I remember. I remember us having some sad times. I remember us going to school, being serious about our studies, getting there, and mortgage wasn't a joke. It was always, it was academically challenging, but then we would go have a good time. And then we didn't talk for a long time.
Right.
But it's like we just picked right up after 20 something years,
Exactly.
And so you might not always talk to people all the time, but in a time where they need you, they're there, and it's like that with a lot of us. So that's stuff that I'm thinking in friendships.
Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer. Will Roberts is saying this is a good conversation. Keep it going.
Thanks, Will.
I'm a firm believer that you don't have to babysit true friendships.
Listen, I don't have the energy or time. I can't have needy friends. That's not to say that I can't be there for you, because I always will be there for you. But people who require more of me than my husband, I can't.
Oh, no, that ain't gonna work.
Honey, because like I said, I'm a chronic sufferer, and for you to dismiss what I'm going through on a daily, and whether I show it or not, and sometimes it takes a lot of energy just to get up out the bed in the morning.
Right.
And then you're still trying to be a good friend or whatever, but like you said, that needy friend,
that's exhausting.
No more. I can't do it no more.
But there are needy people who are there for each other. So that's what you should do. You need to be with people.
The needy support group. The needy support group. I'm sure they have them. Absolutely.
I'm gonna look that up because I want to right now.
And I'm saying as far away from it as I can get, because
1-800-EnergyVampires.com.
Hey, listen, if Carl Knight is still there, he'll tell you that's even my energy at work. He and I have that city night bond, and we treat each other differently than we treat others. But that's my same energy at work. Absolutely.
And I mean, so that's the thing. So I think what we gather from this is that we need to be intentional about our relationships. Hi, Jessica. We need to be honest about
Hey,
what
Jessica.
Jessica Green, she's in the makeup community. We need to
Hey.
be honest about what we need and what we require. We need to grant people grace if in one moment they're not there the way you need them to be because you don't know what's going on with them.
What they need.
Right.
You may need to ask if there's someone that's normally there. You may need to ask, are
What's
you
wrong?
okay?
You all right?
Absolutely.
Is it something that I can do for you instead, you know? But if you find that you're constantly depleted from a person, it may seem heartless, but like I said, I'm tired of my feelings being hurt.
Mm.
I'm cutting ties. Snip, snip. Because my feelings got hurt a couple weeks ago for the last time over.
Why you need to cut it.
Girl, bring your feelings over here. Let me hold on to your feelings for a few minutes.
Okay, what you say? You want to teach me what to do?
Let me hold on to your feelings for a few minutes.
Listen.
But and then on the other hand, those friendships and sisterhoods like this, I will fight to the death for. I will fight to the death for. Tanya said with the quickness. Okay, Tay? Yes.
Okay.
Quickness. With these ladies right here, I will fight to the death for.
Bring it up.
Just like they was ready to come. They didn't know if they had to whip Ease behind or
I didn't know.
Behind. But somebody was going to get it when they got that emergency 911.
I was going to be waiting outside. That's right.
But they was like, hold up, my sister need me, and I need some visual and verbal confirmation.
Right.
That you okay?
And I want to make sure her voice sound right. Did it sound like there was a rope on her chest? Did it sound like she had a napkin in her mouth?
Right.
Sound. Nikki with the whole, that's not good enough.
Sure he got
that's
her.
not good enough.
I'm talking to their niece, and her and Nikki having a conversation.
Yep. I'm like, look, I got on black. I'm ready. I'll go. I'll be there 20 minutes. Give me 20.
Let me tell you, my sisters have my back 100 grand, and it's like there's something you can feel it when it's reciprocity. Someone said it earlier. Reciprocity.
Yeah. That's my favorite word, actually.
Okay, because you shouldn't always feel like you're the only one giving in any relationship, whether it's romantic, a friendship, a sisterhood, whatever the situation may be. You should be able to get from them the same things that you give.
Right. And you know what, Wanda, before we end, I don't want to go too far over, but people always talk about the law of attraction, right? People trying to understand how to attract wealth, and all that. The law of reciprocity is a law as well. Just like the law of gravity. Just I ain't gonna try to get all, I ain't gonna get scientific on y'all. But the point is,
do it, Dr. Nikki.
Reciprocity is a law of the universe. It's something that as you give, you receive, and you receive at the same level at which you give. So if you give nothing, if you give little of nothing, or if you give with an attitude, which means you really don't really give nothing, you give a little, you will receive the same way. So in a friendship, in a marriage, in a community, whatever it is, people always need, what about, this is what gets me in relationships. People, I got trust issues. Why are you saying that?
Right.
First of all, I need you to be quiet, okay?
Quiet,
if you're saying that you have trust issues, why should I trust you?
How about it?
Right? It doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but it means that I should openly trust someone who doesn't have the ability to trust me. So why would I want to hang out when I can't trust you? Because you already telling me you don't trust me. Right. And I feel bad for men that got to deal with women that come in the door. I got trust issues. What we going here? I want to say,
right.
You want me to buy you lobster and steak, but you don't trust me.
But you don't trust. Yeah.
Right.
So
don't trust my wallet then.
Right. You telling me I shouldn't trust you, you know? And I mean, we all do work on ourselves as we get older, right? So I was reading something that was saying in a relationship, we get a reflection of who we already are. And I thought about that. I was like, damn, that's kind of messed up because I've been married a couple times, right? So you think about when you were at a certain point in life, if that's the person you reflected, that's the person you attracted.
Yeah.
You could have been at a low point in your life. And so you got the reflection of yourself. So sometimes when we want this man or this woman that's way up here and all that, you got to get there to be able to reflect that.
That's right.
Like Jenny said, can't be a nickel looking for a dime.
Right. You know, and guess what? Just like God, just like you be praying, be like, God, give me a man that's going to love me. Guess what? You might not be ready for Mr. Right because God loves his boys just like he loves his girls. So he might not be putting nobody he loves with you right now.
Right.
You got to get ready for that. So we all got to make ourselves better people and, you know, do all these things we got to do to be ready to live the life of the fullest life. And that's in relationships, period. You know, so we got to give, and it doesn't have to be money.
Right.
It could be time. It could be, I'm good at making chicken stew. So I'm going to make you a pot of stew. Shit. And it's going to have turmeric and curry in it. So you might think it's Indian. You might think that thing is something special. I don't know. But I'm just
bake your cake and do your face.
Listen.
That's your gift. That's your gift. You know, and you did that for me and my daughter for Mother's Day. You know, you came and you made my face up and my daughter's face up. And Mother's Day is hard for me. I lost my son on Mother's Day. So she knew that was rough for me. And I'm scared of false eyelashes. So
lashes.
It was a special day. And it was because you blessed me with your gift. You know, so that's a part of friendships that last forever because I'm always giving what I know how to give, and you doing the same thing.
Being genuine, being genuine,
absolutely.
And there's too many being genuine.
Yeah. So well, that's my 2 cents, and my drink is gone, so you know I was on a roll.
I'm pretty low myself, but anybody else have anything in closing? Because I think we nailed this.
Just everyone listening, everyone watching, take some time, call your friends, ask them what's their love language, and tell them what your love language is.
And give people grace. You know, we don't give ourselves enough grace, but give people grace. Life is lifing hard.
I know. So with that, we're gonna Ray, you have anything you want to say, love? You're on mute.
Muted.
Uh-oh.
Why we can't hear Ray?
She's so great. I was doing backup singing like she says, and I was like, "That's right." Amen. I was a backup singer. I thought I was the minute. Meanwhile, I was on mute. But what I would tell everybody that is on here is that, yeah, be flexible. You know, if you feel like you're not in the mood, tell yourself that, you know what, today's not a day for any of these freaks. I mean, friends.
Or both.
And be by yourself. Go to the spa, have a good day. But then when you get back with your group, glow. Give them that glowing love that you got. Now you got energy to, you know, be of good service and be of good character.
Right.
And no,
take care of yourself, right?
Yeah, love, patience, kindness, and so on and so forth.
I think that's a good word. So with that, we're going to say, as you go about your day, be a blessing to others. If you see a queen with her crown tilted, help her to straighten that crown up. If you see a queen and her crown is just not there, non-existent, help her buy one, help her get one, whatever you have to do. But whatever you do, keep your lips zipped. Don't tell nobody else what you had to do to uplift that queen. If she tells the story, that's one thing, but don't go telling that queen's business. We need to be our sisters' keepers. So zip your lip. And with that, I'm going to say peace. Remember, the enemy separates, we unify. Peace and blessings. Y'all stay on the live, and I'm going to end the live. I love y'all, and there's nothing you can do about it.